You can use a template as a macro repository for use in any documents that are based upon it. The macro does not get copied to the document, but because of the parent-child relationship of the template in the document, the template makes it accessible to the document. You can also customize a quick access toolbar by adding buttons to use in documents based upon a particular template. We'll create a special template that contains pop-up boxes to gain information from the user. Then we'll create a macro that will update these fields and add a button to our quick access toolbar to run the macro to update the fields. As we go through this exercise, be thinking of all the different ways you might be able to take advantage of these features in your templates. Let's begin by inserting some bookmarks. Go down to estimated length. This is just a little table here. We want to insert a bookmark to this cell for estimated length. So go to Insert, Bookmark, and we'll call this bookmark Length. Click on Add. We want to add a bookmark for scene number, so click in that cell, go to Bookmark. We'll call this Scene. Click on Add, and also add a bookmark for Act. And then click on Add. And with our bookmarks, if I go back in here, you can see that you also have a way of sorting by name and location. So you can change this. If I click on location, I can see that length comes first, then scene, then act as far as where these bookmarks reside in the document. Then I'll just click on close. The next thing we need to do is go back up to estimated length and click on the corresponding cell. And we need to add an ask field. That's going to create our little pop-up box. So go up to Quick Parts, go to Field, and we want to add the Ask field, ASK. Find it underneath of your field names on the left. And then for the corresponding bookmark, we want it to be our length. So click on Length, and our prompt will be Estimated Length and colon. When you click on OK, you'll see what your little pop-up box will look like. And then click on OK. Now, in order for this to work properly, we had added a bookmark. We need to add a bookmark reference. So go to Quick Parts, go to our field, locate the field for reference. If you press R for reference, it will take you to the R's. Find reference, and this is the reference that's referring to the bookmark length. So click on Length, and then click on OK. Now, if you're not seeing these fields, if you press Alt F9 on your keyboard, this is a toggle switch. So I can see my fields. If I don't want to see my fields, I can press Alt F9. If you do press Alt F9 and hide your field, it looks like we haven't been doing anything at all. Click underneath the scene number. We need to do the same thing for scene and act. So let's add our ask and our reference fields. Go to Quick Parts, Field, Ask. This is going to be for scene. Our prompt will be scene number. And let's put a colon after. And then click on OK, and that's what our little pop-up box will look like. Click on OK again. We need to add the reference. So we're going to go to Quick Parts, Field, find reference. This is going to be referring to our scene. Click on Scene and click on OK. I'm going to press Alt F9 so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. So I've got an ask and a reference for estimated length. I've got an ask and a reference for our scene. Now we need to go down to Act and do the same thing. Let's go to Quick Parts, Field, add our ask field for our act. Our prompt will be act number and colon. Then click on OK and click on OK again. Last but not least, we still need to add the reference. Go to Quick Parts, Field, press R for reference, and add your reference field for act. Click on OK, and we're done with our fields. Now, if I wanted to use these at this point, what I'd have to do is click within the field and press F9, and that doesn't work very well for me. It's kind of silly. I could very easily have gone in and typed in my estimated length for each one of my movies instead of going through all this trouble. So let's add a macro to this. Go ahead and do a cancel to pop up these boxes for us. We'll also create a little button on our toolbar. We'll begin our macro by going to View, go to Macros at the very end of this ribbon, and click on the down arrow. Now we're going to record a macro, so select Record Macro, and our macro name here will be Update Fields. We want to store the macro in this document. So click on 202, Adding Macros and Custom, part of what we can see here, but make sure it doesn't say All Documents Normal. select your document, and we'll give it a description. We'll put in update field codes. Now we want to add this to our quick access toolbar. So click on button up here. It looks like a hammer. Click on button, and there's our macro. It says project, new macros, update fields. Click on add, and we'll add it to our quick access toolbar. Where it says for all documents, let's change that to this document. So say for 202, adding macros and custom toolbars. As soon as I did, it made this go away, didn't it? Okay, so go back and select your update fields and click on add. There we go. And we'll modify this. Click on modify. We'll give it a pretty little icon here. How about the smiley face? And then underneath your display name, let's call this update fields. Click on OK, and we should be ready to go. If you click on OK again, we'll begin recording. You can see your little smiley face up here at the top too. Now what we want to record in our macro is our keystroke for selecting everything and then updating fields. Press Ctrl A on your keyboard to select everything, and then press F9 to update your fields. And there comes our pop-up box for our estimated length. Click on OK. Next is scene number. Click on OK again. There's act number. Click on OK. And we're done. Let's stop recording. So we'll go to macros here underneath the view and stop recording. Now let's save this as a template. Go to File. If you're on 2007, you want to go to your little Office button. Save As. We're going to save it to our desktop. And we'll just give it a name of macros and QAT for Quick Access Toolbar. Now this is important. We need to save this as a template, not as a document. And we need to save it as a special kind of template. That's because we added a macro to this template. It has to be macro enabled. The type we need to choose is a Word macro enabled template. And then click on Save, and you can close this document and go to your desktop. You'll see the macros and QAT template. When you double click, it opens up a copy of the template as a document file. So now we have a document that's based upon our template. Since it's based upon our template, we also have a customized quick access toolbar that includes our little smiley face. And if you hold your mouse over top of it, you see it's the update fields macro that we created. And if you click on it, it comes up with our pop-up boxes that we added. This one says estimated length. So let's say 7. We already have the word minutes here, so we can just put in 7. Scene number, we'll say 5. Click on OK. And then act number, and we'll say this is act number 3. Click on OK, and there you have it. Macros can be stored in templates, and customizations, such as those to the Quick Access Toolbar, can be added to your templates as well. You can store macros in a global template so that they're available to all new documents, or you can create a specific template, as we did, to store your macros, so only documents based upon that template will have access to them. If I open a brand new document, you can see that the smiley face icon is not available. It's only in documents that are based upon that template.